And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes back in the flesh, ready to rank some cards. Today, we're going to be counting down the best shooting guards in NBA 2K22 My Team in tier list form. Sorry, these are taking me a little bit longer than they normally do as far as getting out. A special shout out to, I don't know if it's 2KDB's fault or Google Chrome's fault, but they changed all the picture files to WebP files, and Tier Maker does not accept them, so I have to go and convert them all manually by hand, which I'm sure there's a more automated way to do that, but I'm not technically savvy enough to do so. Either way, if you guys have watched any tier list realistically or mine, you know the drill, but for those of you who have not, I tripped up on my words so bad right there, it doesn't matter. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and recap how it works here. S tier, unquestionable best cards in the game. I feel like there's going to be one on this list that it might be a little spicy. I'm going to say that right now. And then the other one's pretty much objectively top tier, no question. A tier, just a shade under S tier, and I'll explain why they're there as well. The shooting guard tier is a very interesting tier. There's a lot of mid-tier options and only a couple elite ones. B tier, this is where majority of the community's shooting guard is going to be, realistically, mine included. I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure both guys I use at the 2 guard are probably going to be right here. C tier, still very usable cards. Maybe they're a little bit undersized. Maybe they don't play defense quite well. Maybe they're offensively deficient. There's just some sort of issue there. D tier, outdated cards for the most part. Maybe they still have some use here and there for like limited or some capacity, but yeah, for the most part, you should upgrade. F tier, they can do one thing pretty well, or in this case, at this point in the year, 1 or 2 things pretty well. And then trash tier, objectively just not very good. David Thompson being an objectively not very good card. I don't know if anybody knows the last time we got a David Thompson card that was actually good and actually usable in 2K. Please comment that below, because I honestly have no idea when the last time we would have got a David Thompson that was usable and good. Bojan, D. He's not too terrible. I mean, he's got decent size. I mean, if we get like a better Bojan at some point, like he might be fun to use. Bojan's another one of those cards that I kind of wish they would give us versions of him earlier in the year when he's like more competitive and more usable, just because he's a defensively deficient 3-point shooting. Like, man, those are always fun at the beginning of the year, you know what I mean? That's why I always like the beginning of the year the most, because you actually have to like try to construct your team. It's not like it is right now where you're just kind of running. Even if you spend all the money in the world in the beginning of the year, you still have to have some like forethought into constructing your team for it to succeed. Now, if you just throw money at the wall, you're good. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's a skill gap, sorta, but I just mean all cards can pretty much do everything at this point. So, especially the top tier ones. Gary Harris, he's slightly worse than Bojan. I hate Gary Harris. This card specifically, I don't know what fostered my hatred towards this card, but I really don't like it. Devin Booker. D. This one's a D tier Devin Booker. This card was pretty good when he came out, though. I mean, this card was the Season 1 limited reward. Dante DiVincenzo, C tier for sure. The card itself is relatively good, but gets bonus points for being a very overpowered Ruby. Dante DiVincenzo cards are usually super good. His gold card carried me in limited last week. Real big fan. Luka Doncic. I know it's going to seem weird. It's going to seem weird having Dante DiVincenzo and Galaxy Opal Luka in the same tier, but just know that I rank them all individually within tiers, and Luka will probably be over here somewhere, and Dante DiVincenzo will probably be way down there somewhere. Manu Ginobili. I know there's a lot of hype surrounding this Manu card right now, and I've been using the card. He's my backup point guard, but I personally think B tier is appropriate. Higher up in B tier, yes, but B tier is appropriate. I don't think Manu is such an overpowered card that he deserves to go into A tier. Like, he's just pretty okay. Quentin Richardson. Yeah, I feel like he's kind of the best. I don't know. He's probably like D tier, honestly. Like, he's all right. Rudy Fernandez, I think, is B tier. He'll be towards the bottom of B tier, but I think B tier makes sense for him. He's an excellent budget option, straight up, like he is. Sean Livingston. There's just a lot of D tier going on right now. Straight up. All right, Terrence Ross. I actually do not mind Terrence Ross in this game. Like, last year, his jump shot missed a lot of white, so I kind of didn't use his cards a lot. But this year, Terrence Ross's jump shot is a lot better. It's a little bit slow, but it's good. He's like mid C tier. If we got like why do we never get like like a Galaxy Opal or like Dark Matter Terrence Ross. I mean, obviously for money reasons, but you know, if we got Terrence Ross an appropriate card early enough, he could be a very, very good card. Adrian Dantley. He's slightly better than the Skywalker David Thompson, but that's about all I can say right there. My allergies are absolutely just jumping me right now. Got cat allergies coming over here, hitting me with haymakers. I got seasonal allergies out there just curb stomping me right now. It's not a fun time to be your boy Cheap Ludes at the moment. Allen Houston. C. C tier is appropriate. I mean, he's a good sharpshooter, but he doesn't even shoot the ball marketably better than Rudy Fernandez or Manu Ginobili. You know what I mean? And that's already not good. Anthony Simons, F. This Anthony Simons is like C tier, though. He's an undersized guard, but he's really fun. I actually would throw this one in like D tier. Yeah. He's outdated for sure. He came out day one, but the card was really good at the time and still is. Anthony Morrow, shout out to Anthony Morrow, dude. Past 2K legend. I mean, legend is a subjective term, certainly, but he's actually a pretty fun card to use, and he wears a headband. D tier. Avery Bradley. I actually think Avery Bradley might be the best card in C tier. I'm dead serious. I really, really like Avery Bradley. Overall, the best card in C tier? Probably not. But Joe Johnson, I would put in low B tier. I know he's going to end up dropping. I'll probably drop him into C tier because he has stamina issues, but the card itself is so incredibly good that I think he deserves to be low B tier for now. My boy Ayo. I like Ayo a lot. I would put him in C tier. Ben Gordon, I would put right next to him. Yeah, I mean, they're both C tier guys. They're undersized two guards. They're fun to use, but that's about it. Jay Rich, he's outdated, but D tier. I can't hate him, my boy Jason Richardson. Ben Wallace. Oh, Ben Wallace is so good. B tier. 74 three-pointer is really his only drawback. He doesn't have shooting badges, but you can add him to Ben Wallace. Both of the versions are the same, by the way. Like, you don't need the power within version. And he plays some of the best defense in this game. I would be willing to say, like, on the wing, he's as good or better than Kawhi Leonard and Scottie Pippen. I personally believe that. Jerry Stackhouse. I actually think he's like B tier. Stackhouse is really good. You'd be surprised. I know a lot of people slept on Stackhouse because we got RJ Barrett and Cam Reddish in the same set, but Stackhouse is actually surprisingly good. Bradley Beal, F. Yeah. He came out, week 1, I believe? Yeah, he's just outdated. Byron Scott. Shout out to my boy Byron Scott. He's not that much worse than Anthony Simons. I'd put him like low C tier. Cade came out day 1, but he still has uses as a Sapphire. So for that reason, I'll put him in D tier. Cam Thomas, I mean, he's not too bad. D, he's not great. Like, I would use AO over him and Dante DiVincenzo for sure. No question, actually. Like, at all. I would still use those guys over him. Karis LeVert. I mean, Karis LeVert's pretty decent. I'd put him in, like, C tier. Yeah, I mean, he's not the greatest card in the world, but he's usable. Chris Duarte. I would do the same thing as Cade Cunningham. I put him in D tier just because he does have uses as an OP Sapphire, but he's not even the most overpowered Sapphire anymore. He's not even like, he's probably top 5 overpowered Sapphires, but he's just not as good as when we got him. Remember when 2K used to just give us locker code cards? That was so tight. Remember that? That was like literally not that long ago. CJ McCollum, D. Yeah, I mean, how much different is he than like the rest of these guys? I don't think. Otis Birdsong, F. He's just outdated. James Harden, B. I would say he's worse than Manu. He's not worse than Ben Wallace. These three are very subjective depending on your playstyle, but I would put him in B tier. Stiff Hagen, my boy. I love Cliff Hagen. C tier. He's definitely outdated, but that's my boy. Kevin Huerter, yeah. That's my boy. Shout out to Kevin Huerter. For what? I think he's injured right now, so don't shout out to him. Remember when I said in the beginning of the video that I had one super spicy take? This is my spicy take. Clyde Drexler is dead serious S tier. I'm not kidding when I say that Clyde Drexler is super overpowered at this point in time. He is legitimately, maybe not the best shooting guard in the game. You know what? No. I think he's legitimately the best shooting guard in the game. I'm dead serious. Yes, even better than Giannis, because I think Giannis plays better at the 3 than he does at the shooting guard, personally. Clyde Drexler is ridiculous. He can do absolutely everything. His jump shot is money this year. He booms on everyone. He's fast. He can move. He's got a receding hairline, which is pretty tight. I like Clyde Drexler a lot. JJ Redick, he's F tier. As much as I like JJ, he doesn't play any defense. And he doesn't move with the ball. Like, at least Kevin Huerter can, like, move around a little bit. JJ Redick's doing none of that. That being said, it feels disrespectful to put JJ Redick in F tier, but then I remember how annoying he was in college. I don't really feel bad anymore. Pink Diamond Clyde Drexler. This Clyde Drexler is still really good too. Like, I would even throw him in C tier. Like, Drexler is just good this year. Colin Sexton, I would throw him by like Byron Scott, Anthony Simons, like all the small ball guards, I would say right there. Corey Maggette. He's like low D tier. He's all right. He's a usable Ruby for sure. D'Angelo Russell, I would say, is probably D tier. He's just not very good defensively, and he's outdated. Like, I would use Byron Scott, Sexton, or Simons over him for sure. Pink Diamond Jaylen Brown. You don't really see anybody running this card anymore. I can't objectively say he's C tier, so I'm going to keep him here for now. He might still be good enough to get B tier, but we'll see. Thunder Dan. Oh, man, as much as I like Thunder Dan, I really hope we get a new Dan Marley card. I'm praying to the heavens so we get a new Dan Marley card. Danny Ainge. I hate Danny Ainge, dude. Trash. Like, straight trash. I'd use Adrian Danley over him. I stand firm on that. Danny Ferry. Danny Green. Think about Danny Ferry out here, apparently. Danny Green's a really, really good 3-and-D option. I would still put him in C tier. He's very usable. I don't know what it is, but I hate Evan Fournier, and I hate this card specifically. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and put Anthony Morrow ahead of him. You could disagree if you want, but I truly believe this is accurate. Daryl Dr. Duncanstein Griffith, yeah, trash. He's just, at this point. Keon Johnson plays defense and dunks, so F tier. This Jerry Stackhouse is kind of trash. I'd put him in F tier. He's outdated. Like, this Richardson was actually pretty good, though. Del Curry. I mean, he's definitely better than JJ Redick. I can say that with certainty. He moves and stuff, so that's cool. DeMar DeRozan. I mean, is he really objectively better than Keon Johnson at this point? I don't believe so. Denzel Valentine. This card's actually kind of decent, and that hurts as a Bulls fan because I dislike Denzel Valentine. We wasted a draft pick on him, but I think he's probably objectively C tier. I think he's better than all the D tier cards. I think. That can only help him for so long. Derek Anderson, the forgotten Pink Diamond. I think just like Joe Johnson, he just got eclipsed so fast, even in the budget sphere, that people just don't run Derek Anderson anymore, but he's still good enough to compete with any of the B tier cards. Like, dead serious. He'll end up being at the bottom of B tier, but good. Deshaun Stevenson, yeah, I mean, he plays defense and can shoot, I guess, like D. Kendall Gill, C tier. He is, I cannot undersell the advantages to having an overpowered Sapphire. I might put him in D tier, though. He's not really that good himself, though. Desmond Bane, he's alright, like D tier. Pink Diamond Cade. C tier. I don't think he was not quite as bad as people said he was when he came out, but he's not very good either. Desmond Mason, like, I would put him in the same vein as Keon Johnson and DeMar DeRozan. Can't shoot, but they can get it done. Moments Devin Booker is a little bit outdated, so I'd put him in C tier. This Devin Booker, though, I would put right here. He's still more than capable, especially on the offensive end, and he holds it down defensively as well. So B tier makes sense. If you're still running him, you're totally fine. He's still very good. Devin Vassell. I feel like Devin Vassell is going to be that card that people get mad at me for not putting in B tier, but like, he's a pretty good Ruby, and I'll put him pretty high in C tier for that capacity, but you're not going to sit here and tell me that Devin Vassell is going to produce at the same level as Manu, James Harden, Ben Wallace, like even Derek Anderson or Joe Johnson, because he's just not. In the right hands, sure, but normally, no. I accidentally got 2 Donovan Mitchells. Let me go ahead and drop him in the land of forgotten cards down here. Dion Waiters. D. Sure. Donovan Mitchell, as much as I like Donovan Mitchell, he's an undersized 2 guard, and he's like C tier. It's all right. He's a couple seasons old, too. Dunktober, Donovan Mitchell, D. He's outdated, but he was good. The drip god, Doug Collins. He's got a good player build. That's about it. I'd probably put him by, like, Maggette. Zach LaVine. I would put Zach LaVine right next to Devin Booker and Rudy Fernandez. I think Zach LaVine is another card that just got passed up. Like, he's still an incredible offensive card. He booms on everyone. He can move really well. He's got a great jump shot. If you're running Zach LaVine right now, you could do like so much worse at the 2 guard. I would say he's better than Rudy Fernandez, Stackhouse, Joe Johnson, and Derek Anderson. You could make a case for Booker. I think he's better than Booker personally, but that could be hater stuff. Doug West. I would throw him towards the top of C tier. Doug West is really good. Honestly, he got slept on as well. Drazen. I would say Drazen C tier, low C tier, by like Levert and right next to Allen Houston, realistically. Kobe. This Kobe's still B tier, very low B tier, but Kobe's just really good this year. There's just not much more you can say about it. Duncan Robinson. Yo, shout out to Duncan Robinson. Where's Danny Green at? Yeah. C tier. This card is really fun to use. Dead serious. I didn't expect it either, but he's really, really good. Marcus Smart. Oh, yeah, I'm butt hurting people right now, but Marcus Smart is C tier. Yeah, I'm sure your 15 Hoff badge, Marcus Smart is B tier, but, you know, let's be real here. Flash Glitch, Duncan Robinson, D. Dwayne Wades. I think the Wades are both B tier. I would say high up B tier. I would say, yeah, right here. Ahead of James Harden. You can make a case for Manu, so I'll put one in front of Manu, one behind him. Dwayne Wade's still one of the top guards in this game, straight up, and he kind of got forgotten about too. This Dwayne Wade at this point is like D tier. Kelly Oubre, yeah, he's like D tier as well, I would say. Pink Diamond Wade, he might even be good enough to be B tier still, but just because of his low 3-point rating, I'm going to put him at the top of C tier. Dylan Windler, yes, D tier. He's still a very good Sapphire, but that's about it. Eddie Jones, yeah, Eddie Jones is still nice. We need a new Eddie Jones card ASAP. Eric Gordon can go next to Del Curry and Bojan. I think he's better than Bojan, worse than Del. This Evan Fournier is trash. If you want to tell me he deserves to be in D tier, A, why are you fighting for Evan Fournier? And B, okay, fine. Bingo Smith, this one actually hurts my soul, but he's D tier. I'm sorry. This Manu is pretty terrible. I'm going to put him in trash tier. Once again, another spicy take real quick. I think Evan Mobley is A tier. He just brings you lockdown defense, and he's 7 foot tall with a wet jump shot. He just cannot move with the ball, and that's what keeps him out of best tier, which I think is actually for the best that he can't move like that. But everything else he brings you is fantastic. I will say his jumper misses a lot of whites, though. And he has sniper, so. Gary Payton II. Gary Payton II is kind of small, but he's decent. Gary Trent. I do not like Gary Trent, but he's objectively better than all the cards in D tier, which sucks because I do not like that card. That card was a pain to get his challenge done. How Greer's like D tier. I would say Diallo goes up here as well in C tier. Hershey Hawkins, yeah, I would say Hershey Hawkins in here with like the random diamonds that are all right in D tier. Quickly, I just don't really like. I don't know. You can put him in D tier. I guess I'll put him next to Dylan Windler and like Duncan Robinson. Dunktober Lou Dort. I love Dunktober Lou Dort. High in D tier. I put Isaiah Ryder in there too. I actually really like this card. So for my personal rankings, like I would put him in C tier somewhere, but D tier makes sense. Jalen Green. Yeah, B tier for sure. I think he's better than Rudy Fernandez personally. I really do. B tier makes sense. Reggie Lewis, I would throw Reggie up here. He's still good. I would say he's still like mid B tier for sure. I never got him, so it doesn't matter. But you know, Marquise Johnson, he was in White Men Can't Jump, which makes me not want to put him in trash tier, but he's like not very good. Joe Caldwell, I love this card, so I'm gonna put him in C tier. The card's very good too. I hope we get a new Joe Caldwell soon. This Jalen Green's not very good. I'll put him in D tier. He does have that disappearing dribble move that everyone likes, so that's cool. Jamal Crawford, low C tier. No, not low. I would say like above Allen Houston by like Ben Gordon and Gary Payton II and stuff. Those guys. Yeah, that makes sense. Mystic Harden. Why do I have like 3 Hardens in here? He's still decent though. I'd throw him over here. His badge count is low, but Harden is really good. Like, Harden is so good that I'm about to put multiple Hardens in C tier. Like, dead serious. Buddy Hield deserves C tier as well. He was still really good. Plays good defense, wet jump shot. Like I said, I'm going to have multiple Hardens in C tier. Oh, I guess I'm going to have multiple Wades in here too. Where's Dwayne Wade? I will say this one's lower, though. This Dwayne Wade's lower. He has a better three-point shot, but you can't add badges to him, which I think does hurt his value for sure. Jarrett Culver. Hot takes. Hot take, Jarrett Culver is C tier. Jarrett Culver is actually really good. I don't even know if that's a hot take, honestly. Like, Jarrett Culver is pretty fire. Like, Trey Burke-Bay is huge player build. He moves really well. Ink Diamond, Jason Richardson. He's just outdated, so D. Jaylen Brown, as much as I like him, he's outdated too. D tier. Bradley Beal. He's small, but I really like Bradley Beal, so C. CJ McCollum, I would say, is low C tier as well. Like, with all these like little small ball guards, like, he's not bad. Jalen Noel, I actually like a lot. I'd put him in D tier. Jeff Malone, he's just like a bad little T-Mac clone. Put him in D tier. Somebody's gonna love him, by the way. Jeff Malone's like one of those guys that I'll rank in D tier and think nothing of it, and then I'll have like a fucking hate comment just appear out of nowhere. Jim Paxson, F tier. Oh, Monte, C. It hurts. It really hurts that Monte's in C tier. Jordan Clarkson, D. Yeah. Same with Jordan Poole. I'd put them both in D tier at this point. Dunktober Giddey. He's alright D, I guess. Yeah, he can move. This Josh Giddey is high C tier, though. He's still good. Somebody inevitably is going to say he is B tier, but I don't believe it. Josh Hart, yeah, I would say he's... If he could move a little bit better, I would consider B tier, but C tier makes sense. Same with Julius Erving. I would say the same thing about him as well. Ron Boone. Shout out to Ron Boone in the Showtime Lakers show, but F. I believe Ron Boone is in there. I know for a fact Dantley was. He got cut, though. Giannis, S. I mean, it's not really, Paul Horizon, if he could dribble, he would be incredible. Like, he would be C tier, I would say, which isn't really incredible, but for a card that came out when he did, and at the Amethyst tier, oh, yeah, I'm reaching on this one, but Nick Anderson is my boy. You guys know this. C tier. Junior Bridgman's like F. He's all right. Klay Thompson. If it wasn't for the center glitch that still does occur on current gen, I might put him in A or an S tier, but I don't think he's as good as Giannis or Clyde Drexler. So A tier makes sense for Klay. I personally believe this. This Klay goes C tier still. Still good. Still good. This one goes high B tier. They're all pretty interchangeable, to be honest. Dunktober Kobe, D. Dark Matter Kobe, A tier. I mean, Kobe's Kobe. You know what you're getting with Kobe at this point. Elite defense, like big player build, great jump shot. We're reaching again. Kyle Korver is B tier. I love Kyle Korver. He's one of the best 3 and D2 guards in this game, no question. I don't know why Kent Bazemore is here, but trash. This Kyle Korver is kind of not good. D. LaMelo's kind of not very good. He came out day 1. You know what I mean? It's fine. Lance Stevenson. The budget god in me wants me to put him higher, but I do think he's C tier. No, you know what? Lance Stevenson's B tier. I actually really like Lance. I don't care. Larry Hughes. If you have a badged up Larry Hughes, he might still be B tier, but I would say C is appropriate for Larry Hughes. Latrell Sprewell, D. Diamond Lou Dort, I actually really like. It'd be like low C tier, I would assume. This Luka, kind of bad at this point, but at one time was really good. Luke Kennard. I love Luke Kennard. He's the best card in D tier. I don't care what anyone says. Malik Monk's kind of fun. You're going to see a lot of moments, guys, in here. Ink Diamond Manu. I mean, he's all right. C. Max Struss is kind of bad, but I'd put him like D tier. Michael Cooper is outdated, but I'm a big Michael Cooper guy, dude. Shout out to Coop. We need a new Michael Cooper card. This is some BS, dog. This is going to hurt my soul as well, but the MJs, I'm going to have to put that one there. This one can go in C tier, though, because you can apply more badges to him, so he's okay. So he's like, if you can badge him up, so I guess I'll put him here. This one's D tier for sure, though. Opal MJ is like low B tier. He doesn't have the SIGs, but he plays lockdown defense and is a very good 3 and D player. Certainly. Michael Red, I would say, is like high C tier. Yeah, he might even be B tier. That card was really good. Mitch Richmond. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. This Monte is straight trash. Mo Peterson. Ooh, Mo Peterson is very high B tier. Mo Peterson is very good. Not many people have Mo Pete, but if you do, he's nasty. Bones Highland, C tier. I cannot stress how nice it is if you have an overpowered emerald like Bones Highland straight away. I don't have them because they better give me another chance. I'm not squandering this one like I did with Corey Kispert. No, sir. Joe Harris. Where are the white guy strokers at? There we go. OJ Mayo. Yeah, D. Diamond OJ Mayo. C. Yeah, I would say C. I like the card, but let's be real. Quentin Grimes. D. A lot of moments cards in there. Ooh. Ray Allen. Hot take. Ray Allen's A tier. I'm going to say it right now. A lot of people don't like this card, and that's fine. You don't have to agree with the list, but I actually legitimately think Ray Allen is better than every single one of these cards right here. I do, at the 2-guard position. I really do. Yes, even Manu and Dwayne Wade. Obviously, as a point guard, Dwayne Wade has more value, but as a 2-guard, I do truly believe Ray Allen is a better card. And I might move him down, but, you know, this one is D tier. I would say this Ray Allen's probably like C tier somewhere. Rex Chapman. Yeah, I know you're expecting me to put him in B tier, but I have to be realistic here. Rex Chapman's my boy, but C tier. This Rex Chapman, D. Richard Hamilton. Rip's actually really good. Outdated, not even outdated, just like so many better options, I guess, or so many comparable options that don't involve you having to play draft mode. But Rip is really fire. Apparently, I left this Rip in here. I'll just throw him in D tier. He's just outdated. It doesn't really matter. Richie Guerin, super outdated. Ricky Pierce shouldn't be here, but he is, so F tier. Ronnie Brewer, dude, the Bron killer himself, C tier. Sam Jones, I would throw him by like Eddie Jones and Terrence Ross in C tier. I actually really, really like this card. No, yeah, as much as I like this card, I put him like D. I would. Nope. My list. Sam Jones goes higher. Shannon Brown, D. He's actually not that bad. Moncrief. Yeah, I'm gonna reach on this one. Moncrief's B tier. I actually really, really like Moncrief. Even at the 2-guard, I really like him. Steve Smith, very good 3-and-D option. I just don't know if he's better than the 3-and-D cards that we have in C tier. I can't say for certain that Steve Smith is better than like Jaylen Brown, realistically. Terrence TD Davis, C tier. He's all right. I'll be honest, I kind of stopped ranking D tier at this point. Like, you know, I think all these cards are accurately D tier. So I would say the best cards in D tier are Rip, Jason Richardson, and Jaylen Brown are probably the 3 best cards. I can say that confidently. Terrence Ross, yeah, D tier. Rozier, D tier. Thanasis, C tier. This card's actually really good on its own. On its own merit, really good, but having an overpowered Sapphire like this, chef's kiss, fantastic. He's so good for triple threat. He's good for limited. Tim Legler's actually not that bad either. He's not C tier good, but he can hold it down. Tony Allen, he plays defense and dunks. That's it. That's all you're getting. Trey Mann is kind of okay, I guess. Troy Daniels is pretty good. I'll throw him in like the Sapphire area down here in D tier. Tyler Hero, where's Herder at? I prefer Kevin Herder personally. Maybe that's just a preference thing because I'm tired of every white kid age 17 to like 23 slurping up Tyler Hero all the time. But Diamond Tyler Hero is really good though. He can move. I would put him up here, C tier. Not quite B tier, but C tier. I hate this Halliburton card. He has like the worst load up animations ever. Vernon Maxwell. It hurts. Vernon Maxwell C tier though. I really like this card. You guys know that. I really like him. It's like, okay. Victor Oladipo, I would throw right next to Vernon Maxwell. Where did I even put Vernon Maxwell? No, I would put Oladipo higher. I actually really like him. Walter Davis. Shout out to Walter Davis, but he's like D tier. Like, Wesley Matthews, I actually like this card a lot, but he's also D tier. Diamond Zach Levine would be D tier. And then all these cards are just random, normal ones, like a bunch of Kobe's, a bunch of Julius Erving, Jamal Crawford and Donovan Mitchell. You know where they ranked because I already ranked the cards. Anyways, it's been your boy Cheap Lutz. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Realistically, there are going to be some cards you don't agree with, and that's totally cool. Just keep it chill. We're all good. I do my best on these lists to try to be as subjective as possible and rank between gens, multiple play styles, etc. To be honest, when it comes to the top cards, I think I'm pretty set. You could definitely argue Ray Allen deserves to be down and someone else deserves to be up. I could totally see that. I don't know, dude. I'm just really liking Ray Allen right now. And I've been getting absolutely mercilessly destroyed by him online as well. So it's a double clutch. You know what I mean? Anyways, have a good night. Peace.